Alright, I'm gonna say it. I have to say it. It's 2023 and somebody needs to talk about Beauty and the Horrible Beast. It's not a good beast, it's a horrible beast. And I'm gonna say the reasons why in this video, and also talk about why in the 20th century the mentality of staying with an abusive partner is glorified in the media. And I think that it's done through the Beauty and the Beast story. Honestly. Do fairy tales exist? I'm here to tell you that they do, but they only come true when you have the courage to pursue your dreams. I'm sure you have heard this a lot of times from many people and the media, but the reality is that the dark side behind fairy tales that make you believe that without a man's love you can't live and there will not be happiness without having one is true. In no way am I saying that you can't find happiness in a relationship or that it's impossible to do so, but what I am trying to say is that when you give love to a toxic relationship where there's abuse, deceit, lies, and physical aggression, that good things, wonderful, beautiful things, and a beautiful love story like Beauty and the Beast can come out of it. Now, there wasn't physical aggression, but there was sort of physical aggression when he got close up to her and started yelling at her face in the Disney movie. This is the Beast. So it's saying, this movie is saying that good things can come out of staying in an abusive relationship, like Beauty. But this is not true in real life. I'm here to say no to abuse. I was abused as a child by my stepfather, Joseph. Even if I was in my 20s, he still hit me, just because he was stronger than me. He treated me like a child in my 20s. In the past, I fell in love with a man who was abusive towards me. It was so toxic because he used to flirt with me, and then I would see him with other girls also flirting with them too. I think I was attracted to bad men because my mother taught me to tolerate abuse because of the relationship she had with my stepfather, Joseph. And also because of the Disney movie Beauty and the Beast. I love Disney movies, but there is a huge problem with Beauty and the Beast because he is aggressive towards her in the movie. Joseph always used to yell at my mom and me every day senior year. And when I say every day senior year, I'm not lying. Joseph used to always yell at her and me every day. Okay? He used to spit sometimes when he talked, and he used to get really close up to you as he yelled really loud. He used to not only hit me, but he used to threaten to take my computer away all the time. He loved taking my computer away for small things. When he took my computer away, it was regularly. And because I told him I had a lot of homework and I couldn't help him out, he got really angry and took my computer away. My grades never suffered because my mother intervened, thank you Mom, and told him to give it back. My mother also tolerated his abuse when he got mad at her. He called her a bad mother and he called me a manipulative daughter. So on top of the abuse, he blamed me for his actions. He blamed me for how he acted aggressively towards me. And he justified his abuse, his physical abuse and his verbal abuse and aggression by saying that I was the problem. And being manipulative, that I was manipulative, he called me. He also hurt my mom's hand, physically. He hurt her hand. And I stopped following him on Facebook since that incident. Until he says sorry to her, I'm gonna be his friend on Facebook. But up until now, I'm not his friend on Facebook because he hurt my mother's hand. He smashed her hand against the door. And almost, as you know, killed me in the past. Almost. Yet when my mother divorced him, she cried and she cried that he moved on with another woman. Mom, I was there to tell her that it was a good thing. But what did she do? She was like Belle, thinking in her mind that, oh yes, he's abusive, but he loves me. He's abusive, but he's being nice now. That's what I think. He's being nice now. So that means that in the future, I'm changing him. It's working. He's being a better man for me. When in reality, he's the same man you met before, and he likes to be aggressive most of the time. No matter what you do, I want you girls to understand that you can't change a man. He has to change for himself. You cannot do it. It's as simple as that. And if I was my mother's mom, I would tell her that too. And I have, because she sometimes cries missing him. Like Belle from Beauty and the Beast. It's okay to say bad words. Most men have been taught to swear like sailors and not women. I think for women it is looked down upon to say bad words. But we are not robots, and it's okay to say a few bad words once in a while. If your partner is not abusive to you physically, I think it's fair to say that if he treats you with love, you can talk things out. But saying bad words once in a while is not bad. I was raised to not say them at all. Now I think that part of expressing your emotions is saying them not at people, but privately, between friends when you're sad or upset. Expressing your sadness or anger through words keeps you mentally healthy. For real. There was a study that said don't watch your mouth. Swearing can be good for your health, according to a Healthline. Studies show cursing during a physically painful event, this is studies shown, can help us better tolerate the pain. Experts say using curse words can also help us build emotional resilience and cope with situations in which we feel that we have no control over. Swearing can also provide a range of other benefits, including as a means of creative expression, relationship development, or simply as a way to allow different identities to harmonize by signaling that you're relaxed around the other person. I think we can all agree on that sometimes swearing is inappropriate in certain situations. However, I say that if you're with your group of friends, having a conversation with those swear words is okay. It's expressing yourself as you're with them. I have met uptight men, very uptight, that look down on women swearing, but yet they swear. This is where Beauty and the Beast play a role. Where the Beast can be rude, angry, impatient, and give threats, and Belle is expected to be calm and peaceful. And if she's not peaceful and calm, she's a bad woman. This is a toxic relationship where the man can express himself inappropriately, yet the woman can't, or else she will not change him for the better, like Belle did in the end. Because that is how Belle changed him, by being calm and peaceful towards his aggressive behavior. It is the idea that women must be submissive to violence. Support women. Men that don't help women, abuse them, or threaten them with violence are toxic, and you should not keep their friendship. Women must be praised publicly for good actions in their community and as leaders. I'm sure you've been in a situation where another woman is jealous or rude, very rude to you because of your achievements. I think having a bitter attitude towards women who have impressive accomplishments is only keeping you from your dreams. If you spend your whole life putting other women down or keeping them small in their achievements, you only make yourself bitter, and you yourself keep from blessings coming in your life. Because blessings come to women who support other women. I have met men who have women who talk and look down upon other women so that their husband won't leave them, because they feel inferior to their accomplishments or kindness. They are rude to the woman for having those accomplishments or kindness, and think that their woman who puts other women down is their belle. This is a toxic relationship. Instead of praising Beauty and the Beast in 2023 and the future generations, police media praise Legally Blondie. After receiving bad treatment from her boyfriend Warner Huntington III, when he asks if he can take him back, she says no. No. It's putting a boundary. If I'm being constantly treating you bad, it's putting boundaries. Because in the real world, the being aggressive and staying with an aggressive person or in an abusive relationship, whether it be verbally like Legally Blondie, and it was affecting her image, I think it's important to say no to that relationship. He had originally broken up with her because he thought she was Marilyn Monroe and not a Jackie, like Jackie Kennedy. Belle from Beauty and the Beast would have taken Warner Huntington III back. Belle would have said, yes, I'll take you back. Because that is what we're taught in Disney movies. Again, I love Disney movies, but this is not a good one. And it doesn't teach good values. Because why would you want to stay with someone who treats you bad constantly? It's like an addiction. He gives you a little love, then he's cold, and then he's cruel and harsh. And then you beg for more attention. Because I used to do that in a past relationship that I had. I used to beg for love, and I used to say, please love me, please be with me. And it wasn't like that. The man was flirting with other girls, and he married someone else. And I'm happy for him, but at the same time, he's not for me. Why? Because he just was a player. And also, no matter what I did, I couldn't satisfy him. I couldn't be this perfect person that he wanted. Just like Warner Huntington III, he wanted a perfect wife, a perfect person, and he wasn't perfect himself. No one, please take this in mind, no one is perfect, girls and boys. No one. No matter if they want a perfect relationship with someone, no one is perfect. However, in the real world, a violent, abusive relationship that Belle has with the Beast turns in the end with flowers, unicorns, and cotton candy. However, in the real world, many women fail to understand that taking abuse by a man only turns into a bitter relationship that gets brushed aside by women who say, I can change him, watch me. And Legally Blondie, who is Reese Witherspoon, said, watch me shine. She didn't say, oh, I can't change him, watch me shine. She said, no, you're not going to be in my life anymore, watch me shine. She said that instead. And I think that's what girls should do when they're in abusive relationship of men who don't treat them with respect and men who undervalue their significance in this world. And as they say, I can change him, watch me shine, this turns into a bitter relationship that gets brushed aside by women, by women's thoughts into thinking that this is gonna work. Because as they do this, they lose their mind over being this image of perfection. I repeat it, they lose their mind after wanting to be this image of perfection. Because perfect people, I repeat, don't exist. And I've had this happen to me. Yes. Where you lose your mind because you're trying to be this perfect person for this man, and he's undervaluing you and belittling you and abusing you, but yet you still beg for love, and yet you say, please stay with me. And that is what I call toxic relationship, and a perfect disaster waiting to happen. Getting you brokenhearted and crushed. This image of perfection that they can never achieve, like I mentioned previously, and that those toxic men are never satisfied with. Satisfied at their attempt of being perfect. Because perfection can't be reached by anyone. I repeat. Elle Woods later finds that friendships are more important than a toxic relationship like the Beauty and the Beast. Alright? And those are my 2 cents. Please click subscribe and to hear more very interesting videos that I've had for you for the next many years to come. Thank you, and make sure to subscribe. Let me know what you think about the Beauty and the Beast mentality and the story in Disney. Disney, we love you, but it's just not good values and morals that you're teaching with that, or decisions that you're teaching children with men. Yes, a good heart can change a man, but not all the time with toxic relationships. That's the real life. The real life is that not all the time, if very little, is there a possibility for you to change a man. There's many people, and I'm here to say that it's really hard to do so. He can only change himself. You cannot change him. Okay? I repeat. Man can't be forced to change. He has to change for himself. Because else you lose your mind trying to please him. Because there's not going to be there's not going to be pleasing feelings when you're with someone who is just always negative. Negative, negative, negative. You don't want to be around that person anymore. And I think when you realize that it's important to move on, like Legally Blondie, that is when good things and good friendships come from that. And a relationship for you. A non-toxic relationship. Alright, goodbye.